Okay, hello everybody. It's Queen V. So this is officially my second video, and I would like to just throw out a few disclaimers before I begin. Number one would be probably that I tend to say like literally sometimes the first thing that comes to my mind, and that's probably not always the best thing, but it's how I've been pretty much my entire life. Like usually, like in most situations, I don't talk to people, but in situations like this when I'm alone and I'm just thinking, like improv, I guess, it's just whatever happens, happens. So if I say something offensive, please just gently comment. I'm not sure if anyone will ever see this video, but just in case, please just comment. So today, I actually decided that I would be doing so another thing I need to get out of the way first is that I'm not good at triggers. And when I say triggers, I mean like tapping on things and all those other things. If that's what someone wants, like if someone actually watches one of these videos and they ask me to, sure, I'm more than willing to. But like myself, I've never received anything from like doing it or like listening to it. So I always thought that was like a myth, you know. But so today I've only got about 15 minutes before my Uber driver gets here. He's bringing me food or she, whatever, I don't care. But I just wanted to do a quick story time just to, get something out of the way. So I will be telling you guys the story of the first time I've ever gotten in a fight. Okay? So this was my first legitimate fight, like not like brother, sister, sibling fight, but like legitimate fight was, I remember it because it didn't scar me or anything, but it's like I just, how when you're in a moment, and then like it's over, you're like thinking of what you should have did, what you should have said or whatever. It was like that. So I lived in the hood, okay? Like I'm talking like it was pretty hood, like, and I was like 8 years old, 8 or 9. I was 9. I was 9 years old, and my sisters, my two. I have a lot of sisters, but my two at the time, my two youngest sisters and I, we went to one of my older sisters' houses in the hood because she was having like a party for her kids, right? And so she kind of we kind of went to the park because her kids were younger, and there was like in the community, like all the houses were like kind of like in a circle, and there was like a park in the middle, like a little playground. It wasn't huge or anything, but so we went there, and I there were a lot of kids there. There were probably about 8, 9 other kids there, right? And this was a pretty small park too. But what happened was, so at this time, I'm going through not puberty, but I'm just like the oldest of my siblings. So I'm thinking I'm too cool or whatever. And, I just felt like I had to, like, zhuzh. Like, I had to be cooler than everybody else, obviously. No, I'm kidding. Right? So I decided what I would do was just sit on the bench and, like, play it cool. Because there's, like, a bunch of other kids out there. So I was just trying to be, like, mysterious, So, I'm sitting on the bench, and my little sister, she comes up to me, like my youngest sister. So I have my two youngest sisters, the second youngest and the youngest. The youngest comes up, and she's like sad. She's like, oh, boo hoo, boo hoo. But I'm a little, so what was I supposed to do? So yeah, I've never been like ooh, let me fight about my siblings kind of sibling. I've always been like what did you do? But now that I'm older, it's changed, obviously. But so now, dang, what happened? So my second youngest sister, She was like, a boy hit her. I was like, he hit her? They're like, yeah. Like he picked up like the wood chips, the mulch, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what you guys call it, but the little wood pieces that are on like the poor playgrounds. And he picked them up apparently, and he threw it like super hard, I guess. It hit her in the face. Boom. She was a drama queen, so she ran back. She probably gets that from me. So I used to be like a drama queen with my words. I wasn't like a act dramatic, but I would like overplay situations verbally when I would like describe them to people as a kid. Like, mm. But so I'm like, okay. Oh, I'm sorry that happened. And my second younger sister was like, you need to go like do something. You were supposed to be our big brother or whatever. I'm like, okay, here I go. So I get up off the bench. I hesitated. I really didn't want to do it. But I did get up off the bench. And I walked up to the little boy. Thank God. He was like 3, 4 years old. Like, he was a little kid. And he was like small in stature too. So I was fat. Like I was like fat. Like I could like, I'm telling you, I was a big kid, okay? I was a big boy. So I told him, I'm like, hey, I'm thinking it's gonna be easy. I'm like, okay, cool, light work. Keep in mind, it's like 8, 9 other kids at this park. He's under like the slide. I'm under the slide. My 2 little sisters behind me. I'm like, yo, if you don't throw like anything else at my sister out here. And this little boy, he said, F you, like F word, you, B word. And I'm in shock because I don't even curse. Like I'm 9, you're like 4. I don't curse. Baby kids were made different back then, okay? So I'm stunned. I'm mentally, emotionally, physically unable to react because I'm like, I didn't know what to do. So I'm like, okay. So, logically, I thought about it and I did what any logical person would do. I decided to threaten him. So I said, look, if you throw anything else at my little sister, I'm going to throw it at you and I'll take it up with whoever. And he just went like, like he just turned aggressively, like, and walked away. And I was like, another clean escape job well done. Walking back to my bench, trying to be like a little bear, go live in solitude again. Well, I hear like this super gay guy behind me, like, if you're not gay, let me time out. If you're not gay, then you don't understand exactly. Like you can hear gayness, you know what I'm saying? Like, and women it's harder, yeah. Women got it different. Men, most men, about 80% of the time, you can hear like gayness. I knew I was gay at this age, so I heard the brother's gayness in his voice. What he called me, he was, hey, B word. Like, hey, I was like 3 steps away from my bench. I thought I was free, but no, he just had to call me. And so I ignored it. Like, I took another step, but I guess this long, lanky mofo was like walking towards me because by the time I took that 1 step, I seen him like in my peripheral. Don't get in my peripheral. I'm just trying to get in my peripheral for. I wasn't a fighter. I was not a fighter. But still, like, why are you in my peripheral? So here he is, and I stopped when I saw him in my peripheral, just in case I needed to. Oh my God, I was fat. Like, and I had like these arms that were like this big. Like, now imagine this body with like little, like, what was I gonna do? What was I finna do? I don't know what I thought I was gonna do. But I had watched a lot of superhero shows, okay? Like, I'm still obsessed with superheroes, don't get me wrong. I had watched a lot of like Superman, like Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, DC, Marvel, like spin-off people, randos, like any movie to this day about a person with like supernatural abilities, I've probably watched it because I'm that into it. So in my head, I'm thinking like, yo, I watched all these movies. If anything pops off, I got this. Like even if I can't fight like the power of the universe, if I try hard enough, like I was like one of those cringy kids, but I never like vocalized it. I just always kind of thought it. So, so, so he cuts me off. He was like, and you know, he gets like, he's like, let me let me describe him first. He was like 12, 13. First of all, I'm like 9. You're like 12, 13. But you know, I'm not a punk. I didn't even bring up his age or anything. I'm like, you know what? Okay, I did just go over there and Debo. How old was he? Like a 4-year-old. So beggars can't be choosers. And geez, he was like, yeah, you threatened my brother. You told my brother you was gonna beat him up. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, I was not a talkative kid at all. To this day, I still like I don't talk a lot, especially in public. Around more than like 2 people, I don't talk. It's not like I'm shy. I just seriously don't like it because I've always felt like the more people you're around, the less genuine you are. And I can stay true to myself around other people, but it's like I just feel like I'm wasting my time whenever I'm addressing groups. Like everyone's just faking, you know. But yeah, he was like just running his mouth around, and I'm just sitting there, and I was like, and I just tried to walk past him, but he turned around, he stood up on the bench, like he's hands on his hips, like y'all, he was like, I was like, you know, my mom somehow didn't know I was gay until like later in time. I'm talking like I had to call her when I was in the army. I called her, and like she, no, she called me. My mother called me, and like she asked me, and I was like, I thought we all knew by the time I was like 12, but yeah. Anyway, so he's like on this bench. I get so sidetracked. Oh my god. He's on this bench. And he's just neck rolling, like everything. But I wasn't paying attention because I was just, my knees were hurting, and I just wanted to sit down, and I was just getting so tired because he was just getting louder and louder, and like all the kids from the park, my 2 little sisters and like all of the 8 other kids at this park were like around us, and you know that everyone wanted to fight, and usually situations like that you can't walk away from because it's kind of like the bed's made, like they're gonna make you sleep in it. And so I don't know. Now, in my head, I am the victim of this fight, okay? Now, I know this next part I'm going to say, some people may be like, well, you got what you deserve. I'm not mad at it. I just wish I would have knew. Because he was up there on that bench, like right in front of me. I wasn't looking up at him like a god or anything. I was just sitting there like, and he just kept saying, now something, 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 now something. And I just kept, and it was just so aggravated that I don't know why I pushed him, and when I did, he's long. Like he was like, imagine like a giraffe, like doing a cartwheel. That's what it looked like. He flipped. So he's standing. So he's standing on the bench, and he like does a complete flip off the bench. Like but before he even like completely hit the ground, I see a bunch of hands in my peripherals, right? Not aware, not aware at all that all these baby kids were his brothers and sisters. Process out. This, me bringing my 2 little sisters, and they range like from the 4-year-old all the way up to his twin sister, who was also like 13 years old. Like everything in between. A couple may have been cousins, but for the most part, I know they were referred to as the House of Plenty. The, the, what the House of Plenty. What? The House of Plenty, whatever. Air quotes. Air quotes. Because, you know, they're brothers and sisters, and there's a lot of them, and they all live in the same house. So before he even like completely hit the ground, And I didn't do it to start a fight. Like, I was just, like, seriously, I'm a fat kid. It was hot outside. My knees were starting to hurt. I just wanted to sit down and go back to my being cool. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just seeing fists, feet. Like, when I say feet, I mean feet. Like, these kids were punching, stomping, everything. And I grabbed one person. The one person I grabbed was that 4-year-old. Why? It was, my eyes were closed and I grabbed him and I just tried to pull him while I'm still getting hit from all over. Boom, 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 boom. So I just was swinging. And I would peek my eye open like this, like just a little bit so I could see. I didn't wear glasses, so this is what it looked like. POV of me getting beat up. That's exactly what it was. I grabbed the 4-year-old and I was, pop, 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 pop. And a lot of you guys were, oh, you monster. But at the time, I was 8. So this is the equivalent of a 36-year-old fighting a 32-year-old. You know what I'm saying? So, and plus he still had like 7 other brothers. Like, I think like 2 of them were trying to like pull him away. But I wasn't really too focused. Like, I was just doing that. And eventually he did get away. So I'm just like this, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, me and my sisters, we are getting beat up. Like, we are finna, like, we're just getting beat up. Like, I wish my big sisters were here. Like, I wish my other siblings were here, but they're not. So we got to do what they do. And so I peeked open my eye. Like, my head is on the ground at this point. Before, I was kind of like on my back. Oh, wait. Before, I was sort of like on my back, right? But now at this point, I'm like laying on my side. And for a second, like, I wasn't swinging. I don't know why I'm still doing this. I was not swinging. I was like this, and I peeked through my hands for like a second. And you know what I saw? Betrayal. I saw, oh wait, let me put my glasses back on. My eyes are starting to hurt. I saw betrayal because through like a bunch of cracks, I saw my 2 little sisters running away. They were not getting jumped. It was just me. And in that moment, I realized that I was probably going to die. Like, this was probably, that was it for me. Like, I'm dead at this point. Like, these kids, there's no one here to stop this. Sorry, my Uber Eats driver. There was no one there to stop. There was no saving grace. This is the final straw. So, yeah, I kind of accepted death at that point. And it wasn't even like a sad death. Like, I didn't see my life flash before my eyes. There was no like a whisper from a master of swords telling me that they would grant me the strength. No, like, all those superhero movies I had watched were a lie. Like, okay, so my Uber Eats driver just delivered my food. But anyways, back to the story. But yes, so there was no, I was such a disappointment to know that there was no like being from the universe sent to like guide me in a fight. Like, I did not discover the strength of 10 wolves or anything, and the story's not even over yet. So I'm just sitting there taking a beating for like a solid like minute, like 60. Imagine 60 seconds of like, I know they were just kids, but we were like the same size. So this is the equivalent of you being like an adult and 8 adults like just beating you up, right? Boom, 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 boom. And then you see your friends running away. And so for like 60 unparalleled seconds, it's just fist, fist, foot, foot, fist, fist, foot, foot. Like, what? Okay, so boom. You know what they say? For every black cloud, there's a little white neighborhood. And my sisters, thankfully, they ran and they got their dad. Their dad was at home. So our house was actually like super close. Like, it was like walking distance. And my sisters, like, they ran like track stars. I seen them running away like track stars. And that's what pissed me off even more. Like, you guys are using all this energy to run away, but nobody decided to use energy. Like, at least throw a punch. Like, make me feel like you wanted to help me or something. Like, there was no, like, support. Like, you could have threw a rock, gave me a weapon, cheered for me, something. No, I got nothing. So, their dad, yeah. So their dad reached in, like he was like drawing lots. Like drawing lots. Is that what you call drawing? Like when you reach into a hat to like pull a name, draw straws, whatever it's called. That, that's what he did. He reached into all the kids. He grabbed. I'm on his shoulder. My pride is hurt because I'm a big kid. Like I was short. I was a short kid, but I was fat. And one of the things I hated the most was that while I'm on their dad's shoulder, he's like fighting. He's like, "Hey, get back!" He was like a hood. Their dad was hood. My dad was hood too, but like their dad was like a real, like OG. Like he grew up fighting like one hedge or quarter. Like he had street cred and stuff. So, um, but no, the thing that really affected was the fact that my boobs were out. And I say boobs because I had boobs. Like I was fat and I had like some double D's. I was 9 years old. That's why I hated running. I could run. I was a big kid. So yeah, everyone expected me to run slow, but no, I was a very fast runner. It's just like they would hit me in the face sometimes. Like they had ripped my shirt, so my boobs are out. Like my pride is just. I had nothing to live for at that point. So these kids were still trying to get to me. They were cussing out like my sister's dad while I'm on the shoulder. They're like, "Oh, like F you." They're still trying to get to me. My boobs are out. I'm not bruised out, but like I wasn't crying. I was not crying, but I was like breathing. Like the look of defeat when you're just like kind of like red and like holding back tears. I was holding back tears. 'Cause, again, boobs out, and that's what affected me the most. Like just the jumping, I could have got over that, but in a public place as a fat kid, you ripped my shirt. Unforgivable. I knew I couldn't fight them all, so I did what any other person would do. I began to yell slurs. I was like, "Oh, you dirty hood rat, bees! Oh, you dirty, musky, ugly!" Like I was just calling everything while I was up there. I thought I was safe. Right? He put me down for a second, and he just started like pushing the kids back, like, "Hey, get back, get back!" And like as he's holding them, because I guess he put me down because I was heavy, y'all. It didn't dawn on me until I was just thinking about it. I think he just put me down because I was heavy. Because I was mad at him for putting me down. I was like, "Why would you do that?" Like after what happened. But so he's just like holding kids. He's like, "Hey, get back, go get your parents, go get your parents, go get your dad," you know. And so the kids, as I'm still yelling slurs, I did not stop because I could tell it was like messing with them mentally. Like you already beat me physically. I'm gonna beat you in the long game. I'm gonna say something that's gonna haunt you for the rest of your life. So I was just like, "Oh, you dirty hood rat, food stamp crack babies." Da, da, da. I'm not slamming anyone who gets food stamps or anything, or if you're a crack baby because you can't help it. You know, at the time I was 8, so I was just saying anything, and so I guess that struck a nerve, me calling them crack babies. And so while his name was Pooh, I'm just gonna say his name. You guys don't know him, so I don't care. His name was Pooh. And while Pooh was holding back a lot of them, like 4 of them ran around him. Ding, 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 round 2. One of my boobs is hanging out. And I seen them running. I had my eyes closed for a second, guys. So when I opened my eyes and I seen them running, it was kind of too late to like run away or anything. They were like 4 feet away. So I just like, boom, I hit one. I hit the first one. I don't know any of these kids. Like I had seen them around the neighborhood, but we never interact with them. My big sister, she kind of like knew who they were, but I hit the first one that ran into me. The second one pushed into the first one and knocked me down. Boom. Right back to square one. I'm on the ground, just getting beat up again. And Pooh, he comes back. He saves me again. This time he carries me to safety. And okay, so guys, my mother is a fighter. My mother, she grew up fighting like Rocky Balboa. I don't know if that's his name. Rocky Tyson. Whoever. A fighter like Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather. That's who my mother was. Of like when my mother's like 6 feet to 6'2". Like she's tall. Like she's like a little bit taller than me. And I'm 6 feet. I'm not gonna say it right now because I'm in my underwear. But yeah. So they used to talk about my mom's fighting skills all the time. Like my mom, when I was like 16, my mom was, but like, okay, I'm gonna say it for another time. But yeah, so my mom, she's on the phone, right? She's like, oh, I'm coming up like right now. I'm about to come beat up their mom. And now I'm feeling like I'm about to get my dignity back. Boobs out. I got beat up twice. I couldn't, like, there was nothing I could do. So let me hit you where it hurts. I'm about to get your mom beat up. So I'm in my sister's house, the girl whose house we were originally at for this party. And like, you know, she was feeling bad for me, so she gave me like a Capri Sun and like let me eat early and everything, you know. So this is helping me because I liked food. Food was I liked food. I could do food. Long story short, just because I don't want to like build this up because it was really nothing. My mom did not fight their mom. When my mom got there, I went outside because I was like, I'm not hearing any ambulances. I'm not hearing any police. I'm not like hearing screaming. Like, why is this woman not getting beat up? I'm confused. I walk outside and I'm looking around. I see my mom smoking a cigarette with their mom. Emotional damage. Betrayal. I've never been able to trust again. Smoking a cigarette. Like, they were smiling, you know, like, and to this day, I've not forgiven my mother. I haven't told her. But I've been praying for her downfall. Because why would you do that to me? And also, okay, so that's pretty much that story. But for the one person who does view this again, I would like to tell you, I shoot this on so I have an iPhone 13 Pro, okay? I have a good camera, but this is just my iPad because I'm kind of selfish and like I don't want to like use up my phone storage. But I might have to because I don't like how like corny this looks, but at the same time I kind of like the retro, like older looking videos. I don't know. I guess that's just me. I'm weird like that. But again, the whole like sound triggers things, and I can buy like one of those little corny microphones like this, like the pill shaped ones, like made like this and everything. I just haven't because I don't know. I guess I wanted to wait to see if I could get like 10 people first, you know, like 10 subscribers or something, and then go from there. But yeah, I do want to upload a lot, even if nobody does watch them, just to like keep promising myself. I told myself I would try ASMR like a year ago, and I put it off because I was in the army and that was stressful enough. I actually just got out of the army, but that's a story for another day. But yeah, I do have that little Zen garden thing. Like I'm willing to like invest money in it. I don't mind that. Like the money, I'm fortunate enough. I'm not gonna mansplain that. But basically what I'm saying is, you know, if one person does find this video, just let me know in a comment, like what you want. What you want, boo, I got you. And I can post like every 2 days. I could every day, honestly, because I don't have any friends here. Like, I know people say that it's like just because they feel lonely, but I literally moved here. And I have like, I don't know anyone within like 1,200 miles of me. And I work from home. So, nothing but time. I would like to like start using my phone or like buy like a legitimate camera because I don't know why my iPad is like so mid for this camera. But yeah, this has been I don't know. I'm still thinking of like a catchy outro / intro. And I gotta work on video editing skills because I don't know how to do that and I don't know how to make a thumbnail either. So just pretend. Let's just pretend. Like, let's just pretend, be delusional like me. Oh no, that's it. See ya. I hope you guys have a great night. I hope you enjoyed my misery of me getting jumped for the first time. And yeah, no charges were filed to this day. I wish nothing but horrible things to all those kids who caused me that pain. It's true. I say that and I laugh, but it's true. Like, to this day, I don't know any of their names. I don't know what any of them are in life, but I hope they're doing awfully. Namaste.